Good evening, good evening. Welcome, VIBE95 is South Florida's hottest reggae hip hop artist show. And reggae for you guys here. It's your girl, Lay Liddy. Who else would it be? I'm here with you guys tonight with our beautiful and amazing and talented, gorgeous actress here tonight. I'm gonna let her come in and introduce herself. Guys, you gotta hear this. Like, she's coming up from the bottom to the top and has been working her way through shows and episodes and everything she could do. And literally, we're gonna go ahead and pick her brains to see how she built this amazing setup and came up the way that she is right now. Miss Elaina, come on into VIBE95. Welcome tonight.
Hey guys, my name is Elaina Guidry and I am an actress.
Yes.
I am an actress
Elaina.
from Louisiana.
Elaina, welcome. Of course, welcome to VIBE95 tonight. We're also going to go ahead and shout out Kenny. Thank you tonight, Kenny from Don't See Promotions, for bringing Elaina on tonight with VIBE95. We are here with you tonight. Now, tell me, I know I asked you offset, but we got to ask while we're with our people so they know, because you are a gorgeous mixed blend. You could tell by that gorgeous face and all your features. Tell our people, what is your nationality first, Miss Elaina?
I get this question asked so many times. So I am mixed with black and white and also have a Creole inheritance from Louisiana. So, we're mixed with all kinds of things here. So, yeah, that's my nationality.
And you are gorgeous and rocking them nationalities well. So, the first thing I gotta tell you, how is growing up in Louisiana?
It's great. The food here is amazing. Of course, the food is amazing. We're surrounded by a bunch of small cities and small towns, so it's very, very quiet. It's very family oriented. The place, everywhere you go, everyone knows everybody. So even if you're in New Orleans, it's not even as big as it seems. So it's really great living in Louisiana.
So you got a nice little great foundation, home base, great team that's watched you grow and continue to grow within this actress scene. Tell us about this recent work that you were just recently in, Frantic Love 3. Please explain this. Yes.
I recently starred in Frantic Love 3. My role was the role of Gemini, and I played this little sassy, sweet girl, and kind of funny. So, it goes with my personality. So I think it fit me really well, the character that I was giving. So we are still filming that, and we will be filming Frantic Love 4 on the next month. So we're gonna get the cameras rolling again, and I'm excited to be back on the show.
Amazing. So now, were you on both the first one and two as well with Frantic Love?
No, I wasn't on 1 and 2. I came in on 3. So on 3, and then they asked me to come back on number 4. So we're gonna start filming that one. But yes, 3 and 4.
That is amazing. That definitely means you made an impact, because sometimes they kind of kill off characters after one episode. So if you come back on the fourth, you're definitely doing amazing.
Yeah. They didn't kill me yet.
They didn't kill you off yet. No, of course not. I can see the personality. You definitely bring it to here. So I definitely could tell you can bring it to the set. So tell me, everyone's talking about the one with Cinco de Mayo, not Cinco de Mayo, I'm saying Cinco. Uco, oh God, I can't say his name right now. I'm so tongue-tied right now. Cinco. Ujo Cinco.
Yes.
Everyone is talking about the one with Ujo Cinco, and I am all over the place. So tell me about that and that experience.
Which one is that one you're talking about? Is that the one with the one coming up, or the one I just did?
The football. I believe it's a football movie coming with Ujo Cinco. Yes.
Oh, yeah. That one. I'm sorry. I do.
No, you do so many. I see you just in there like.
I do so much.
I saw your face. Like, hold on, let me go ahead and go through the list.
Yes,
that's beautiful.
It happens all the time. Even whenever people send me movies all the time. I'm like, wait, what is this? Just last week, I'm like, they was like, you didn't watch it. I'm like, no, but thank you. I'm gonna go watch it.
That means you're getting
It's a
jobs left and
constant
right, so that's
grind.
a
It's a
good
constant
thing.
grind.
That is a good thing that you're
Yeah,
getting jobs left and
yeah,
right, that you
it
can't
is.
remember the
So
little. You're like, oh yeah, I did do that one. I remember that one. I remember
I
that.
know.
So tell
I
me about this
swear, all the
football one
time.
that you
So
enjoy with Ucho
this one,
Cinco.
yes. So this one, it was a NFL documentary. It was called "The Dark Side of Football." I appeared on episode one, and I played Evelyn Lozada, Chad Johnson's ex-wife. So it was everybody knows about the what happened between Chad and Evelyn. So the altercation that happened with the headbutting scene, and so it really highlighted his life and his story. He got to tell his story, and I was just so happy to be a part of it, to actually also tell his story. So I did play his ex-wife and demonstrated the scene where he headbutted her. So that was cool because I got to do some stunt work as well with the headbutting scene. So I got those credits.
You got the
So
credits like, yo, I got headbutted by a football player. Like, I'm good. I can
yeah,
do
I'm
it
good.
all. Like,
Yeah.
I made it.
Exactly. So yeah, that was great. The production was great. Everybody was really great. So we had a really great time filming that. It was cold. We were overnight, but we worked and we enjoyed. We had a really great
Enjoyed
time.
it.
Yeah, I auditioned for that one. I think back in January, I was on a current set working and on the movie Ops, and the director asked me to audition for it, and I didn't hear anything from them for a while, for maybe 2 months, and then my agent, I went to the office to do an audition with her, and she mentioned, she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get you an NFL documentary." I'm like, "Hey, get me, because I already tried." So she called me like the next day, was like, "Hey, they booked you for Evelyn Lozada." And I'm like, "Thank you."
Yes. Yes. Playing Evelyn. That's
Yeah.
like the top role. That's literally the whole story base
Yes.
of what he's talking about, other than football, in that show, in that darkness of
Yes.
football, the background and everything he went
Yeah.
through. So going through that, I know the headbutt was a
Yeah.
big experience, be able to take that one to the dome. I know that brought you a whole nother level.
Yes.
Like, if I could do this, I'm good. Like, I know I could take it. So what
Yeah. It
was,
was so awesome.
yeah, I bet. What got you into acting? What was your step while as a child? What got you into it? Or did you start as a teenager, young adult? How did you get into the acting life and experience with your agency?
I I I always vision myself being an actress. I don't know. Ever since I was a little girl, it was, I'm going to be an actress. I'm going to be an actress. I don't think I really had a reason behind it at the time. Whenever I was younger, I'm just a young girl always saying, I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be a superstar. And as I got older, I was always into plays. We went to church a lot, so I participated in skits, talent shows at school. I would sing, I would dance, drama classes, you name it. I was down to participate. So, and my passion for the arts just kept growing and growing. And when I graduated high school, I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna do this. So I started off with a lot of modeling work, modeling works hand in hand with acting. So, and as I really got into acting, I just kind of went from there. I mean, everything just kind of took off. It's all about, marketing yourself and just researching the tools to get yourself in the industry and knowing the right people. And that's just how things kind of came about, and me getting an agent along the way to help me out. Now I do get a lot of jobs by myself, and my agent does help out as well. So it works hand in hand together as far as getting an agent, and it's all about having, like I said, marketing yourself the right way and having headshots. Start doing some work, do anything, talk to people, get in the industry. I started off doing background work, connecting and background, and I'm working with all these celebrities and all these actors. I'm talking to people who know people. I'm just communicating and like, hey, get on this, hey, get on this, get on Actors Access, get on Casting Network, get on My Casting File. And that's how all that began to flourish, by me marketing and getting on these sites and staying in the know. So I got myself there, and then from there it just went along.
It was meant for you. Like it looks like you put in the work, you kept the time in, you put in the time and the effort, and this
Right.
is the sow that you see. This is what you reap from the seed that you sowed. So this is
Right.
beautiful
Right.
outward play
Yes.
that you're constantly like. I saw you when I asked you about the Ocho Cinco movie. You're like, wait, oh
I'm
yeah, I
like,
did
wait,
do
hold
one
on.
more.
Which I
I was like,
promise
that means
you, I like. I'm
that's
so.
a beautiful blessing to see that though. To see that
I
you had to
know.
think about what else did I do with this man? Because I
I
was like, oh yeah, I
know.
did a lot of movies.
And I say, and I sometimes I feel so horrible because I'm like, wait, how did you not? It's just. I'm serious. It's like people are like, wait, you don't know? You just did. You work with Ti. You never saw the movie. Like, no, it's out, and people are just like
Yeah,
tagging me in, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm probably gonna watch that tonight. But that's how it is. It's a constant grind. It's a constant hustle because
that you forget
every
when
time
one comes out, you on another one. By the time
yeah,
that one's coming
I
out, you moving.
I gotta get to the next. I mean, I took a leap of faith and I do this full time, so I have to keep grinding. I'm booked, but I still gotta keep booking. If I want this to be steady,
Keep going.
so I
Yeah.
have to just keep hustling. I'm constantly auditioning. I'm maybe 10 times a week. My agent is constantly sending me stuff for deadlines, or I'm putting myself out there. I'm auditioning, so I'm on constant auditions. I read scripts. I don't hear back from people. Some I do. I get callbacks. I don't get callbacks. So it's a constant just rumble with scripts and looking at all these directors, all these characters. So I'm constantly looking at these names and like, wait, hold on, did I do that? Or sometimes I'll get a callback and I'm like, wait, which audition was this for? Like, because I do so much.
You're like, damn, when did I do
But
this one?
then,
Let me go look at my emails real quick.
yeah,
I
I
love
know.
it.
I promise. I promise. The next
Keep
one
on
that I'm
grinding,
doing,
keep it moving.
yeah,
I
keep it
love
moving.
it.
That's what you have to do. You can't stop because I mean you just can't stop because you stop you'll be thinking too much. This next one I'll be working on a feature film in Mississippi next week. So that's a feature film that will be going to the movies. I booked that one maybe 3 weeks ago. So I'm excited about that one because it is a SAG feature film, and it's definitely a great milestone for me to cross after I do complete this project. I can't say too much about what it's about, my role in it, but it will be an even bigger milestone for me to cross by me completing this project. So really excited.
Very exciting. Very exciting. I love it.
Yes,
You are really literally laying
yes,
out your platform for yourself and not waiting and not slowing down. You literally hit the floor running.
mhm.
I am very excited for you and looking
Yes,
forward to
yes,
all your future work. How
thank
was
you.
it? You punned
Yes.
something. I was gonna ask you anyway, but you said it. How was it working with Ti? I know a lot of people say, some people say, he's a worker. Some people say like he pushes the heck out of you. I hear a lot of different things. I want to really hear, Elaina, you telling me some real
He's
stuff. I
amazing.
was with this man.
Yeah. He's amazing. Like he's an amazing actor. Like when I met him a long time ago as well. I did a model promotion for one of his concerts, but this was like years ago. So when I did work on Cutthroat City in 2017, I worked on it. I met him. The director came. It was me and another girl. We were on set, getting ready, and he was like, he came to one of us and he was like, "Well, I don't know, which one of you Tip wants in the trailer with him doing this part, but I'll go ahead and ask him and I'll get back with you." So the director comes back and he's like, "He wants you, Elaina." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I go in the trailer, where we were filming my scene in the trailer.
Oh, I got a call. We just have a couple of technical difficulties. She'll be right back shortly, I'm sure, because she didn't go nowhere. I'm sure she just got received the call. She's coming right back in. You guys give her a couple moments. Like again, you guys, welcome to VIBE95. Elaina is back. You probably got a
I'm
call
back,
when something
guys.
kind of
I'm
cut you
back.
out. I was like,
I know.
no, she left us.
No, right, right.
Go ahead,
So
continue
yeah.
telling me. I'm so sorry for that. I apologize for the cut off.
Okay, that's okay. It's okay. So we get in the trailer and I'm sitting down just playing on my phone, getting ready to perform. I didn't really know what I was gonna be doing anyways. But he comes in and we speak, he says hello, I say hello back, and he sits down on the next to me in the trailer and we're just We're just both minding our own business at that point. We're just both minding our business. And then he starts to talk to me, start asking me where I'm from. And he was like, well, you don't really have an accent, because I'm from the country area of Ville Platte. And that's what I told him. So, and we started talking about just the work and how I got there and just business talk. But he was like really, really strong-minded, really strong-minded. He's a great actor. And when he got on set, he brought it. He made me scared. I don't know if you've seen the scene that I did, but I was. He had me scared in real life. I'm like, oh, I don't want to mess with cousin. Oh no, like
no.
But he brought it. Yes. He's so talented. He was really great. And him and Demetrius Ship, I worked with them together and on that scene. So they did amazing and just a wonderful job. And every set is a learning experience. You get to learn from other actors who are also out there working and grinding. So it's like a training session for us. We're there, but we're learning from each other. And so that's what I really, really love about the industry. So that's it for him. He was just amazing to work with.
Have you been doing any music videos I know you said you did some skits and everything else. Have you started or done any music videos within this buildup of actress scene of your legacy?
I have done a lot of music videos, mostly local music videos in between working on movies and films, because if I'm not working on a film, I might not always have a film job or this type of project, so I have to do other work in between. So I do music videos. I've done a lot locally over the years. Now I'm very selective on the ones that I do, but I still do music videos, mostly the ones that portray me acting, like a lead girl or this storyline going on. That's mostly the ones that I do. So that's really good. I love working on those as well.
Beautiful.
And commercials. I love commercials as well.
That's what I was about to ask. I know you love doing commercial videos. Tell us about getting into that, because a lot of people, it's very hard to get into commercial skits and get gigs for commercial. You have to have certain looks for what they're looking for certain ideas. And I see you did do a lot of commercialized while you're coming up. Tell me about those experiences as an African American woman, because in some cultures they do see, yes, they will see you as the black role, they'll see you as a white role. And since you do have that Creole, you do have the features as a white woman and a black woman. Tell me about how those roles and how they look for commercial roles as African American in some of their eyes.
Yeah, commercials are they're really hard to land. You're right about that. They are very, very direct in what they're looking for, because they always have someone in mind that they're looking for, and they're very, very, very direct. And that's why it's so difficult to get these commercials, especially on a national level. It's really hard to get these commercials. But I recently did one in December. I started in a Christmas commercial. It was for a hospital, and I did play the lead character, the lead nurse in the commercial. Is called Making Spirits Bright. So that one was like, I did commercials with like small speaking roles with like attorney commercials, things of that nature, college commercials, speaking roles. But that one to me was really, really my best, because I actually got a lead role, like the whole commercial.
In a commercial, like I'm the main one. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was amazing. And I mean, I got it. I submitted for it on my own. I was in New York when I got the call, and the director called me. He was like, hey, we really like your look, and we want to book you. Are you still interested in the role? I'm like, yes, I am. So, and especially when he told me the storyline, and the commercial is really, really beautiful. It was very great commercial. The commercial is awesome. It's amazing. Like by far the best commercial that I've worked on.
That's what I was going to ask. When you look back at your work and you look back at everything that you do you sit there and say, man, I could have done this better. Man, I did this amazing. Man, in this role, I could have definitely, like watching yourself. What would you say? I don't want to put you out. I mean, we're our hardest critics, so I do the same thing when I watch my live. Like, dang, I should have asked this question. Dang, I should have looked that way. I understand that. We really judge ourselves the worst. When you watch these movies, when you go back and you watch yourself, what are the things that you teach yourself? Or, I teach myself, like, okay, look at the camera more, look this way, look that way for my next interview. What would be the things that you tell yourself and self-motivate yourself for your next role or your next position as an actress?
Well, yeah, it is hard because we critique ourselves a lot, and especially actors, because when we go on these sets, we don't know exactly how they want us to deliver it. Like, we don't know if we're doing it wrong. We don't know if we're doing it right. And a lot of times you're not doing it wrong. They'll make you do it 50 different times, and most of the time it's not necessarily that you did anything wrong. It's just they'll like to see it a
They
different
just,
way for when
yeah.
they do make the final selection, So I try not to take these things personal if they do ask me to change it up or do it a certain way. I try to come best prepared as I can to make it fit. And if I have to change it up, I do. But a lot of times too, we have these Zoom calls where we know exactly what to expect and we rehearse. But sometimes, like the movie I have coming up, I only know from the tape I booked. So I'm going in there with what I booked. And so that's how I'm going to give it. But it's it's so hard because you have to choose wisely as an actor. You have to come prepared. You have to know your character. You have to study your character. Your character is you. It's not a character anymore. It's you. So you have to do the work. You have to prepare yourself to make this character real, and how you have to just trust what you prepped. It's just like for an audition, you have to trust the process. What you prepared, give it confidence. You prepared that way, they'll see it. If they want to see you again, they will. They'll give you a call back and, hey, really like this, but can you do it this way for me? And there's nothing wrong with that. They just want to see that you can switch it up. So there's really no rules to it. There's no rules to it. It just be confident in your preparation. What you prepared, just give it. This is how I prepare, so this is how they're going to get it. So,
Yeah.
and that's normally what I do. I try not to think about it too much. I used to think about it so much, like what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna say it. This is how I'm gonna do it. But no, then I just start realizing, just go with the flow. Just go with what's happening, and it makes it more real. Anyways, you want to flow with it. You want to flow with the other person. So
Exactly.
not too
Yeah.
much memorization, but just dive in it. Just dive it in. That's worked out best for me. Just diving in it. I have to work on the television series in October in Atlanta, and the character that I'm playing was like really out of my norm. And I looked at it and I was like what? Like, how am I going to get ready for this? Like, I don't know how to be drunk. I don't know how to be high. Like, what? Like, I don't know what to do. But I had to really study the role. I had to go back and watch movies that portrayed an actress high or drunk, and I had to just put some of those things together and with me, and watch clips, watch movies. I studied how they walked, how they talked, and when I got on the Zoom call, it was like, oh my God, you're amazing, you
Nailed
did
it.
it. And I was like,
Yes. Look at, yeah. Preparation and work, man. You had it on
yeah,
key.
I was just so worried because I didn't actually audition for this particular role. It was given to me because of a previous work that I did. I worked on a movie, Ops, in January, and the executive producer called me and was like, "Hey, I have a partner that's working on a television series in Atlanta, and I think you and your son would be good for it. So how about you submit for it and tell them that I sent you?" So I'm like, "All right, cool." So I send them my resume, my headshots, and also my son's resume and his headshots. And he calls me and he said, "Okay, I'll get you to sign the NDA." So I signed the NDA, he sends over the script, and I email him back. "So do I send this via audition?" He was like, "No, you got it." So I'm like, "Oh, if y'all want it." I'm like, "Oh, sure, we want it."
Of course.
so
Like, yes.
yes,
Oh, that's
yes.
beautiful. So you and your son got to do the
So
role
it's
in
all
Ops.
about
You said it was
connection.
after Ops.
Yeah, we did Ops together. We worked in the movie Ops together. I played a police officer, slash detective in the movie Ops, and my son played a supporting role with the lead character. So that movie probably should be out after the summer.
Summer, okay.
So yeah, that's the movie we were working on. And then the next television series, I just knew the executive producer because I showed up and I worked in my previous job, and that's usually how it happens. A lot of times it's about you showing up. Show up to work. You show up, you do what you have to do, and you
You
get
never know
out of there.
what's
And you
gonna
never know
come up.
who's watching. You never
Yep.
know what's coming up. And that's how it happens. I just did another one, a lead role in a short film. Same thing, by showing up to another job. And they're just like, "Hey, we want to book you for this." So you just have to show up. You just have to do what you're supposed to do what you love to do, and then everything else will fall into place. And that's what I tell everybody. Just show up, do what you have to do. The connections, all that was gonna fall in. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, if you're preparing yourself, if you're confident, if you're giving them what the directors are asking for, they're gonna keep calling you. Somebody's gonna know somebody, you know, so that's how it keeps going. And oh, my son is also an actor as well.
That's what I was gonna ask. Did that also kick off your
He,
son's acting role as an actor with that first movie that he did? How is that
yes,
going for him?
yes. Oh, he loved it. He learned so much. He learned so much. And his first movie, and it was his first speaking role. So imagine you coming into production, and you know, because I work as his manager, and you immediately get a speaking role in the movie. You know how long it took me to get a speaking role in the movie? I'm so jealous. I am so jealous.
Of course.
Like you come into the industry and you
already
get it. Like what? So he already got it. So that's what he loved it. It was his first time, so he had a lot to learn. And you know, as a mom and as his manager, I can only tell him so much until he gets on set and you see that what I told you, I told you this is how it works. So now for his next role, he plays in a television series. He's amazing. Like he got it, like, because he worked on that first movie, and he knows how it works, how it operates.
Yeah.
So everybody loves him. Yes, the cast loves
And
him.
how old is your
They
son?
can't wait to work with him.
And how old is your son?
He's 11.
Oh, that's perfect. Oh, so he definitely
He's
has a
11.
career coming up for him working in
Yes,
that.
yes.
I know he definitely got it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in your process, I know doing
He
all of
booked a
this.
commercial on last week.
You booked a commercial last week.
Oh yeah, my son, he booked a commercial last week, and this one was really amazing for him because he got to work with all four of the Mannings: Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, their dad, and Cooper Manning. So he's a football, and he loves football. That's what he wants. He wants to play NFL. So we got to work on
That's so amazing. The Peyton family. That's amazing.
Yes,
oh,
that's an iconic moment. That's so iconic. Like,
yes.
You get to work with all four of the Mannings. That's so iconic. I'm like, I'm jealous. And he's talking to them the whole time. And see, I didn't work on that one. I didn't get booked for that one. So I'm jealous. He on set with them. He's having conversations with them, and he comes back and tell me, and I'm like, okay, all right. Whatever.
All right, calm down. They're not that cool. Why you sitting there like, like they're not that cool. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I'm in the back. I'm in the back eating all the crafty from Crafty Services. So I don't care.
You eat all the snacks, eat everything while y'all over there sweating.
Yeah.
Let me enjoy myself.
You sweating. Yeah, but it was amazing. He enjoyed that.
Aww. I would definitely have to see his work, and it would be beautiful for you to. I mean, I know there's a lot to show him. I'll only show if you want to show him a picture of your awesome 11-year-old actor. That'd be beautiful for anyone that wants to hire him. VIBE95, you know, she has her son out here. Definitely, that'd be amazing. He is definitely following his mom's footsteps, which is beautiful.
Yes.
Not following his footsteps, like, you know, mom's an actress. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, pick this up with her because, you know, we've got the attitude.
Fall in. Yeah. Just fall in. Yes.
With you, because you said you are his manager. So is he signed under your agency with you, the agency that you are signed with as well?
Yes, he is. He does work with my agent. We have the same agency as well.
Awesome. Yes. Awesome. Ah, man. So he is building up his own commercials, his own portfolios, doing all this at age 11.
Yeah.
After watching him build up all this time, do all this work, do all this, and he stepped in with mom and got this and doing the work.
Yeah, he stepped in. I try to teach him, and I told him he doesn't have to do it, but he does it, and I don't force him. Like, if you want to do it, I present the audition to him, and I let him know what it is, and we work on it, and we do it. It's usually in and out, so he loves it. I mean, it's a hobby for him. It gives him something to do, so he definitely enjoys it.
Of course, he enjoys it. I can see if he keeps on going, and he says he wants to play football, but yeah, he's acting. He's definitely enjoying the acting scene. If he's enjoying it.
Right.
They want to be outside, cars, trucks, football, all this, but the man wants to practice skits, reading lines, and that is amazing. You definitely raised a great one.
Yeah.
Definitely. I always ask my guests, name the top 3 actors or actresses that you want to work with. Your top 3 favorites that you want to get into and behind the scene with. Give me your top 3.
I would like to work with Denzel Washington. I would like to work with Journey Smollett. And the reason being, because a lot of people say I look like her, and then Temptations came out, and everybody was like, "Was that you?"
I was gonna say you kind of resemble her. So that would make sense of why you want to work that. You guys definitely resemble. You have a lot of the same features. That's crazy. I just looked at that and now look at your face.
Yeah. A lot of people come to me. A lot of people ask me that. A lot of people ask me about her. Like, Journey, do you work with Journey? Like, whatever. So I'm like, no, that's not me. That's not me. But I can go work with her. She can.
Of course.
She can call me.
I mean, you'll get it. I mean, you should do some little skits.
Let's see.
Who's the last person? The top person.
She can put me in some body double.
Yeah, let's say like little.
Let's see. Body double. Let's see. Who else would I like to work with? It's so tough. There's so many great actors. I think Viola Davis.
Viola Davis, yes, and How to Get Away with Murder.
Yes.
Yes, and yes. She is definitely.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Definitely every actress role she has nailed, and it doesn't matter if it's domestic, doesn't matter if it's patriotic. She literally has tried every single thing and nailed it.
Yeah.
As a woman, she has really widened.
Right. And you gotta appreciate that. You gotta.
She has. That's someone I wouldn't name. Someone wouldn't name her. Someone,
black woman.
Yeah, and she, I would say she's an underdog. A lot of people don't really know of her and appreciate her as an actress, which is really sad because a lot of people start paying attention after How to Get Away with Murder. But she's done so many films before that and prior to. Right. It's so sad that no one has seen it, and so she won the Emmy, and they listed all her movies.
That's usually how it goes.
She was in this and that and that. What? And I'm like, yeah, this lady's been like a decade worth of movies, and people don't pay attention to no one until they're hit a wave and they're like, oh yeah, about that.
Exactly. Right. And that's usually how it goes. That's usually how it goes for us. Like, nobody knows, like, until you get that one role. You get that one role that really kicks it off, and then they go back and look at your IMDb, like, oh, she was in this, she played this, she played this.
And that's when they go and look at all those movies you were in and watch all the movies. Yeah. Hey, she actually is a great actress.
Right.
You do a long way. You do skits and little Comic-Cons and reels for Facebook and IG as well while you're doing your during your off time.
Yes, I do. I do skits on Instagram and Facebook. I play this younger character on Instagram. Me and my son is this little girl she's always coming over to play with my son, but she's very annoying. You'd have to watch it to see it. It's like she's always popping up. Even when I travel somewhere, she's popping up. Like, it's so funny. It's so funny. Everybody gets a kick out of it. They just love it. Like, she's so annoying. I hate her, but everybody else loves her. I hate her. Like, she's so annoying. Like, she used to go home. Everybody's like, go home. Like, so it's something to look forward to. And I haven't done one in a while because I've been really, really, really busy. In Louisiana, the film industry is booming. When I tell you the film industry is booming, like, there is always work here. It's work. So I'm on another level right now trying to get it, but I will eventually get back to it. But I also do those skits on Instagram and Facebook.
Please share your Instagram right now while we're talking about, so all our fans are going to go watch you and follow you. Elaina, tell us your IG.
Yes, my Instagram is Red Carpet Lane, REDCARPET_Lane, LAIN.
Yes, you guys, please go ahead and follow Red Carpet Lane so that you guys can watch all her skits and keep up with all her movies. She's not going nowhere. She's still climbing. So make sure you follow her and support her. Support. These are our people, you guys. You know we got to support our love. Got to keep it going, keep it moving.
Yes.
Especially her son. I'm sure her son's on there too. I got to watch these skits with her son. It'll be amazing and beautiful.
Yeah.
Has there been any
Yes.
skits? Not even skits. Has there been any roles that you have taken? Obviously, as an upcoming art, a lot of actresses do not turn down roles while you're coming up because you need anything and everything to work towards it, unless it's something that you definitely is against, your religion or your character as yourself. Has there been any role that you've taken and regretted taking after acting in that role?
No, absolutely not. I don't that I don't think that's ever been a time where I've taken a role and regretted it. Because a lot of times, we know what we're getting ourselves into. So we can look at the role. We don't have to take it. We don't have to audition for it. And a lot of these things we're actually auditioning for. So you see the audition before anything else. So if you can read a script and just be like, nah, that's not for me, or I don't think I can pull this off. You don't have to. So it's all about what you want to do, what you feel comfortable with. You have to find your niche. And a lot of people only maybe audition for roles that really, really fit them, or roles that, they know they can do. And some people like me, I'll just take on anything. Like I'll audition for anything. I'll just try it out. You just never know. You never know what can
What you're
happen
good
with
at?
that if you just try it out. So, and every audition, yes, right. And every audition is a training, an experience. Because if you're not auditioning, then how are you training? I mean, what are you doing? I mean, it's a training, it's an experience to learn and get better, to do something different. So I always try to take on mostly every audition I get, especially on Actors Access, because that's like gold. And you get a C-mail, I don't know if you know what a C-mail is, but you get a C-mail on Actors Access, then you better audition, because I mean, we're selected for these auditions. These auditions, we're specifically selected to audition, and this is amazing to even get selected to actually audition, because not everybody can audition for this movie or for this role or this series,
Yeah.
and it's a privilege. So when we get that audition, it's like it's a celebration, and it's even better when you get a call back and then you book a role. So all that is different. Even if you get a call back, celebrate, because that means you got something that they want and they're calling you back. They want to see you again. Just today, I got a call back from an audition I did last week. My agent sent me back. The director picked you. He wants you to audition for something else. So I don't know what that could mean. I auditioned for one role, but I mean, hey, I'm still under their radar. So that's all that matters. And they gave me a
True.
totally different role. So obviously there was something that, okay, we like her. Let me see. Let me see if she can do this one. I don't know what it is, but they want to see me again, and that's all that matters.
That is, yeah. So as long as you go out, like you said, show up, show out, do what you got to do, and people
Yeah,
will
yeah.
know you for you,
Just like,
what you're doing, and
right,
they'll see you
exactly.
fit.
Even in
That's
this series,
beautiful.
Frantic Love, I auditioned, I think 2 or 3 times for this role that I went for. It was a different role, and they it was the second time around, and they wanted me to audition again, and I was like, like to myself, I'm thinking like, what else do they want? Like I gave them
Oh, like
everything the first
you
two
didn't even
times.
ask
Like
me the last
I'm like,
time.
well, yeah. What do they want from me? So I dig into the role again, or I dive deep in, and I'm like, okay. So they did another Zoom call. I auditioned for it. They said, we're gonna get back to you. So, because it was out of me and another candidate they couldn't decide from. So they emailed me back and was like, hey, we decided to go with the other candidate, unfortunately, but we would also like to offer you the role of Gemini. If you want it, you can have the role. So that's how these things happen. Because you don't get it, it doesn't. It could anything could have made the difference
Anything
why you
could
didn't get it. It
transpire
could
the
be
next
height.
day.
It could be
Yeah.
color. It doesn't necessarily mean how you got it, because the director said when we got off the Zoom call, you did the audition exactly how I asked you to do it. So it's never anything personal. It could be anything high. Like I said, it could be anything that could just eliminate you from getting it from the next person. Because
Yeah.
these things matter. All these things matter. Even the other character that you're speaking with, if they're a certain height, or that you don't match the height, or something is just totally off, even
You
skin
don't want to
color,
take, yeah.
they'll go with the other one, right? So I still got something because I showed up, and I didn't give up. I just kept pushing, whether I got it or not. They end up giving me a role. So that's just how things happen sometimes.
That's beautiful. So what you doing all that and you
Yeah.
building and you moving and you doing all these great things and keep on moving with you, your son doing all this. As a woman, I have to ask, how do you juggle your career and your love life, your relationship? How are you doing that? Oh yes. This question
Gosh.
was coming. I had that. How do you juggle the both of them whilst you're doing all of
I
it?
did not expect this question. Man, it's tough. It's tough. Having a love life. But it works out. It works out. I mean, it works out. I mean, a lot of people find it very interesting. Even when you are dating, people find it really interesting. You tell people you're an actress, and they're like, "What? Wait, are you really an actress?" Or because like, what have you been in? So that always sparks a great conversation. But it works out. I mean, I'm busy, and most of the time, somebody I'm talking to, they're busy as well. So everybody should be out there busy, doing something, being constructive. So it works out. It's not all that bad. I still have time for a love life.
Yeah. Just have to ask. Have to know what's going on in that cycle in business and career. I have to find out.
Yes, yes,
As
yes.
a manager, while you're managing your son throughout that industry, did you see things that as you were coming up, that you would wish that someone in that industry would have showed you, being your manager, someone seeing you go in that industry? Obviously, you were in it before your son was, so you learned a lot of different innuendos and stuff within this industry. You being the manager for your
Right.
son, you obviously
Absolutely.
have that step and seeing different things. That would you look back and say different things, like who would be able to reach out to teach you those things, and think like if you were to find those people earlier in life, you would be further in your career as of right now?
Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, if I had the tools that I'm using now that I use in my son, I would definitely be further along in my career. Like it's so much things that I did wrong that I didn't know. A lot of things I just didn't know. So like as far as even having the right headshots. I mean, you want to constantly have headshots because you want to be able to market yourself, and not every role you can submit the same headshot, because if you're going for a detective role, you can't submit something that's all cheesy and smiley. Or if you're going for you're going for a commercial, you can't send a detective headshot, or something of that nature. So I had to learn these things, and I thought, okay, I had a headshot, okay, boo, okay, y'all see me, but I had to learn that further along, that it wasn't about that. And also getting the right person to actually do your headshot. It wasn't about hiring any photographer, someone that specifically knew how to take acting headshots. And that's very important, because that's your ticket. That's your ticket to being seen by a director. The headshot gets you seen, period. Because if they don't like your headshot, they're not even gonna
They're not even gonna look
allow you
at
to
it.
audition. You're not gonna have anything else. So that's being presentable in your headshots, and that's the number one thing is headshots. So if I'd have known that early on in my career, I think I could have marketed myself better. And also resume, getting the resume how you need it to be as far as in formatting. I can remember at one time going interviewing for agents in Atlanta, Georgia, and looking at my resume, was like, um, you know, 2 pages. Like, you're not supposed to have a resume have 2 pages of resume. I'm like, well, I got so much work. Well, what am I supposed to do? So it's something things I had to learn. Something as simple as that. Was like that didn't I didn't get the cut because of that. It's just they want you to be really on your
Precise,
game.
easy, and yeah,
Yeah,
they don't want to have to
yeah,
put in that work. They want to be able to see it, get it done, get it ready, and
yeah,
have you
yeah.
on
They
your
want
way.
to exactly. They don't want to do none of that. So
Yeah,
a
it's kind of
lot of
like, yeah, I can see
even things
that. I
that
could definitely see that.
yeah, things that seem so small, so efficient, so efficient. So things like that, if I have what I've learned early on, then yeah, I definitely would have taken heed, even being more productive on these casting sites and auditioning more. And a lot of see, we audition from home now, so I mean everything's easy. Technology, you audition from home, everything is so easy. You get in the right, just equipment, just the right lighting and your
Right?
phone, and
Yeah,
you're good to go. But
yeah.
definitely, I definitely wish I had someone leading me like I'm leading him, just to put me in the right direction. I don't have to jump through hurdles, figuring stuff out. It's just here you go. If you want it, it's yours. You just have to put in the work for it. You have to put yourself on tape. This is what I need from you. And yeah, it'd have been a whole lot smoother. But I'm very grateful for the things that I have learned. I'm super grateful. I also offer acting classes, so I can now teach others what to do. What's the first thing I do? People like, I want to be an actor. What's the first thing I do? So a lot of people don't know that. People don't know what to do, how to start. I can't
They don't.
hand you a job, but I can tell you what to do. You know,
Let's set up for it.
I can
Yeah.
tell you exactly what you need to do to be successful, and it's up to you to take heed to it and just work at it, because it's not gonna come overnight. The stuff this is over 10 years, 10 years of me building where I am today, and look at me finally getting a feature film. Like, I mean, I haven't
Yes,
built
and a lead
something in the
role,
union.
and oh
Yeah,
yeah. You
you
working,
know.
like you said. But in this time, and you
Yeah,
working, and putting all this work into, you are literally setting up a foundation and a legacy, because your son now is also an actor. So now he's looking at his mom, was like, my mom has literally
yeah,
went through all these things that she had to teach herself, really, because at that time, like you said, you were self-taught. You were teaching yourself how to get
yeah,
into do all this. So you have
yeah,
to go through every type of innuendo to find the right platform and the right agency to be able to withhold what you're trying to, your dreams,
yeah.
and keep on pushing. So you
Right, agency,
learning all
right.
that and
And
doing
even
all that.
now,
Go ahead. Even now.
right. And even now, as far as an agent, even now, as far as in getting an agent, is really hard. I mean, I have an agent, but it's a local agent. So a lot of times I'm 80%, it's you. It's not even
You
the
doing the
agent,
work.
it's you getting yourself those jobs. So, and I tell people, you don't even have to have an agent. You don't have, yeah, it's help, but if you can't get an agent, that's not an excuse not to work. This feature film that I booked, my agent did not get me this feature film. I got this film for myself. So it goes to show you that you don't need an agent. A lot of people are like, I don't have an agent, so I can't, I don't know what to do. You don't have to have an agent. You don't have to have a manager at all. All you need to do, get you some headshots, get on these casting sites, and put
And get
yourself in
that
front of
work
the
done.
camera. That's what you need to do. You need to start auditioning.
Tell these
Yeah.
people
So yeah,
exactly.
you
That's
definitely don't
it.
need an
Tell these people,
agent
because
these
people
days.
really feel like, oh, I have to go, I have to fly here, I have to do this, I do this to make these. And I'm trying to tell people, like, people really look. A lot of people, like you were just saying, because of COVID and because of the restrictions, a lot of people really do a lot of casting calls through Zoom calls and through
Yeah.
online clipping. So I'm trying to tell my friends and also myself, because even though I am a radio interviewer, I do want to do slash acting and actressing as well.
Oh, cool.
All right,
Okay,
all
go
right.
ahead.
But with all of that, like you're saying, you have to start off. You do have to start off somewhere, and you do have to
Yeah,
start
you
off
do.
with just being in the right platform, being in the right
Yeah,
headspace, and be able to set yourself up in the right direction. So everything
right.
you're telling me, I'm really like right. Look, that's I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
she's
I tell people, go do some background work. You have to start off somewhere. People want to jump in and have a speaking role. It's not how that works. Go do some
power.
background work. You go start doing background work. You start learning how everything works. You start meeting so many people. Like, I meet so many people. I tell you, I have so many friends and family. Like, and people I'll probably never see again in
There's
my life. But
stop.
I meet so many people. Like, and you just market. You just talk to each other and like, hey. And they're always asking you, how did you get the job? How did you get the job? And we're learning from each other. We're getting new ideas, and that's every time we're on set. I mean, we got 12 hours on set a day, sometimes more. So
Yeah,
what else we gonna do?
we're
Besides
talking
eat,
mingle.
crash eat. What else we gonna do? So we talk, we market. It's so fun. I mean, the industry, just you have to start off somewhere. Go do some background work. Go do something. I mean, you got to do something. Go in some training. Oh, that's another thing. Training is so important. Training is so important. And that's the one thing I tell actors, have to constantly be in somebody's class. This has to be the most important thing next to having some headshots, because that's what people want to see, agents want to see. And for yourself, you want to be enrolled, and things are constantly changing. You want to get in some auditioning classes, you want to get in some scene study classes. Even now, I'll go to, if I have something to prepare for, I'll hit up my private teacher and ask her if she can train me or she can help me, or just workshops, anything. You wanna be in those things, and that's how you grow as an actor. That's how, because you can have someone with less talent than you come up ahead of you because they were consistent and because they put in the work to actually be successful. And that's how it is. Consistency is key. Constantly training yourself. You have to keep training yourself, and that's how it works, and that's how you get better.
All right. So, what would you tell our upcoming actors right now if they were learning from scratch? They're not where you at, because they definitely not there yet. What would you tell them if you were where they were now? What would you want to hear to help you set up your platform and get in the right footstep?
I would tell them to just to just start somewhere and just don't give up. Like if you have a vision for it, if you have a goal for it to do it, just don't give up. A lot of people start, but they give up or they get discouraged because there's so many no's. There are gonna be so many no's before you get a yes, any yes. I can audition 20 times a week and not get maybe anything at all. Or I can audition 20 times and get half of it. You don't know what you're gonna get. So I would say that's the biggest discouragement to up and coming actors is because they come to me for advice or they ask me how to start and I lead them in or they audition or something and it's like, oh, I didn't get it. Or they constantly waiting on the callback. Never
It's the
wait on it.
worst
Just keep going to the next project. Yeah, don't wait on it like at all. I used to do that myself as a new actor, waiting. I'm like, oh, this is what it's 2 weeks ago. They still didn't call. They didn't say nothing. Like, oh my God, like constantly waiting. I'm waiting on that and I'm missing my next job, my next role. So that's the biggest thing is learn how to accept the no's because the no's are gonna come. I get rejections all the time, even having a fairly good resume. And it's not how I want it to be, but I get no's all the time. And sometimes it's just never nothing personal. It could just be a certain look that they're looking for because these directors, whenever they're writing, they know exactly who they want when they're writing that movie or that book. They know who they want. They know exactly who they're looking for. So it's nothing personal. It's just you're not who they're looking for. So I would say just don't give up. Just keep pushing because that yes could be in your next tape. And I'll share something really quick. This feature film that I just got booked for, I auditioned for this role literally during the worst of my time. When I tell you everything was going bad for me, I was having a bad week. I was submitting for a certain agency and I got denied two times in that week, and I couldn't understand why. And I was like, I put in the work, at least to get me halfway there. My resume looks good, my headshots are on point, and I couldn't understand why was I getting rejected. So I had a horrible week, and at some point I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna do any auditions this week. Like I really was not going to audition for this role, and I got it. And I was like, I got the tape, I saw it, and I'm like, so the casting director emailed me and would like to see a self-tape from me. And I was working on the current set on Samaritan. I had been working on it overnight for like 3 weeks, but like I said, I was showing up to set just defeated because the people on set, they knew about my previous rejections because I shared that with them, and they were like, "Look, don't worry about it. Try again with this agent." I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna try again because I feel like if you didn't believe in me the first time, I'm not gonna ask you again, to be a part of your roster because I know what I can bring. I'm always booked, and if they can't see that, then I don't need them on my side, and I'd rather not be without an agent. So I said, you know what? I saw the audition. I was so like defeated, and I said, you know what? I'll just go I'll just go show my face, and that's just how I am. That was my attitude. I'll just go, whatever. I'll just show my face on camera, but I just think if I wouldn't have pushed myself to get out of bed and audition for that role, my first SAG feature film, and I was not going to do it. And I booked it, but that goes to show you when you're aligned in your craft and prayer is a part of your business.
Get it regardless.
You believe in yourself. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it was just meant. So you have to keep going because, like I said, this is a prime example how I felt like I wanted to give up, not completely, but just for that time. I was like, I'm just over. I'm tired of auditioning.
Yeah, I'm tired of getting rejected. I'm tired of this. Yeah.
Yeah. In my mind, I was just like, you know what? I'm tired. Like I'm defeated. So, but I pushed myself and I got up and I take that role. I did it and I booked it during the worst. I booked it on auditions that I prepped so good for, and I didn't even care. I auditioned and I just did it. And I even skipped the callback. They were like, if you got the if they're interested in you, they were gonna call you back on, I think the 11th it was of this month, or last month. But then my agent ended up emailing me because when I have my slate, I always have to speak on my representation. So they contacted her to book me for the role, and I'm looking at my email like, wait, which one was this? I booked it. I was like, what? And I'm just like so happy, texting everybody like, oh my goodness, I was so happy. And it just goes to show you, and that's why I say just think if I would have given up. So that's the thing I could tell anybody that's upcoming, trying to be an actor, trying to get in the industry. Like, don't get discouraged because that next audition, that next tape could be the one for you. And that's the best advice I can give. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Yes, Elaina, you are literally an inspiration to so many and myself. Because, like I said, I did go and pick your little, I
Thank
went through
you.
everything of your life. When I found out I was interviewing you this week, I was like, oh, so I definitely looked up. I saw your son. I definitely looked your life up because I definitely had to find out because
Thank
you
you.
definitely, like I said, as an
Yeah.
African American woman, being seen as that in the acting world, they
Hmm.
normally put you in you're either black or you're white. It's not in between. They don't really care if
Yeah.
you either look black or you look white to them, and that's what a lot of commercials look for. A lot of fashion and modeling, they look for
Yeah.
they look
Yeah.
for like you said, a certain look, and that's what they go for.
Yeah.
And as an African American
Right. A
woman,
lot of
going
things
out for
are
all these
changing.
roles.
Yeah, all these roles, and I am thankful, for the diversity of my look because I played black, I played Central American, I played Hispanic, I played Latino. It all depends how I wear my hair. If my hair is straight, I'm a Latino. If it's curly, I'm a Mexican. I'm Spanish. I'm this. I'm that. If it's puffy, I'm black. If it's real, I can.
Yeah.
I look. They always ask me, "What's your nationality?" I'm like, "What do you need today? What do you need today?" Because I can be it. So
I can
it,
be
it
whatever you need
definitely
me to be.
works hand in hand because a lot of these times, yeah, whatever you need. And a lot lately, I've been seeing a lot of looking for really, really distinctive looks is what they're looking for now. A lot of distinctive looks that stand out. So you don't have to be black, you don't have to be white. They're just looking for something unique. A
Unique.
lot of roles that I'm seeing, especially over these last few months, is this distinctive, something that stands out, features. They're looking for mixed ethnicity. It's a lot of that going on. So a lot of they want that, that diversity. So a lot of that going on now. So it's so easy for me to stay booked because like I said, I can play what y'all need, what y'all need
Yeah,
today,
I can be whoever you want me to be. Let me know.
Let me know, I mean, what? Yeah, so it definitely works out. It works out for me.
That's beautiful. I am loving the fact questions with the men in the power with all the men in this world is what they claim to claim a man's world, which I like to see that is actually turned into a more of a woman's world. But I like to let them believe that it's a man's world. But in this beautiful
Right.
world that we have, in this world that a lot of directors are men, there are very few directors that are women, unfortunately. Um,
Right.
with it being that way, do you ever feel like you're in a situation, I guess, being the extra, being someone in the room, do you ever feel like you're in a situation that you feel like you have to appraise yourself with these men or feel as if you have to adjust the way that you are to please or appease them to be in a role? Not in a sexual way, just in a way as men like us to submit and all that in a role. Like,
Yeah.
do you have to feel like when you're on the set or as an extra or anything to get a role? Not even to get a role because you're already there on a role set.
Hmm.
But how do you feel
Hmm.
with the men and directors? Have you had any situations like that coming up?
Mm, no, not necessarily. Um, I'm very humbled. I'm a very humbled individual as well. So, a lot of times you don't I don't really have to have to do too much to to get noticed, so to speak, or because even if you're appearing as an extra, they'll only select certain extras just to be around the main character just to make it look good. So I
Yeah.
don't really find that I have come across that or even dealt with that. A lot of times it's really professional during productions, and as the people as the people I always want to be surrounded with anyways. But they've always been very, very professional. I've never felt like I had to get on their level, so to speak, to actually get something or
In the
get
room.
something
Okay.
else coming up. But I just think that a lot of those times too, you're on set, it's so much going on, they're so busy that, and they're real, things get really, really aggravating really fast. So these directors, these producers on set, they're really aggravated. They're pressed for time. Sometimes it gets frustrating. There's yelling going on. So honestly, it's really no time
All
for
over
that
the
because
place.
they're on a time schedule. Yeah, we have things to have to get rolling. Have some of these actors. Sometimes you can't go into overtime, or you have certain actors for a certain amount of time. Just like when we worked on, my son worked on the commercial on last week with the Mannings. They only had the Mannings for 6 hours, so we had to be on set, get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we had to, make sure we were there. Everything was done for 6, hair and makeup and everything, so that way when when the Manning showed up, we had only 6 hours to get it done. So they'll come in and talk. Look, we on a very tight schedule. So a lot of times there's none of that really going on because it's just so busy. It's just so much to do, get done. Yes.
I love it. That means I have to take a trip to Louisiana so you can show me the ropes a little bit. I think I'll have to do that. With VIBE95, I have to come out there.
Yes. Yeah. Come here. Yes, there's so much work here.
I'm taking your acting class. No, I'm talking about your acting class. I'm not gonna jump in and get some work. I'm talking about your acting class. You over here said there's so much work. Yes, I want to take your acting class. You can set me up.
Oh no, yes.
Yes, definitely. Because like I said, you're
awesome. We do. I do.
Your appeal and your personality definitely shows. And like I said, looking at clips of your videos, you haven't posted. Obviously, all your movies are coming out during the summer and after the summer. So it's a lot of waiting for us.
Yeah,
a lot of movies are definitely in waiting mode.
Yeah,
right
it's a waiting process. A lot of
A lot of them are coming like
starting to come out. Yes.
So we're waiting for you to hit this platform, and once your name starts hitting,
come out.
But once that comes out, everyone, your name is going to start hitting everywhere because literally they're going to be like, "Where did she come from? Where is this? Where is this?" And you're going to be hitting back to back in films.
Yes. Because everything that I have
alignment for you. I definitely see it. Wait. Oh. So then. We are going to be just a technical difficulty. She just aired off for just a couple moments. But as you guys know, we were with Elaina Guidry on here as an actress. She was amazing and awesome. She is coming back shortly. As we wait for her. There she goes. Here you go. Oh, no, not yet. It's not done yet.
I know, right? Like, what happened?
I was like, how dare you take her away from me? No, but honestly, you have really set up a really large platform. And like I said, you have been doing film, lead roles, extras, practicing roles, substitute roles, everything. You literally hit every innuendo when it comes to the actress role.
Yes.
When it comes out, all your movies and films are coming out in the summer and after. But once they start rolling, they see your name on film after film after film.
I know, yeah.
Just know you're gonna be more booked and busy than you are right now while you're here losing your mind.
I'm definitely praying for it. I'm definitely praying for it and hoping for that outcome.
Manifestation. You worked. I mean, you put the manifestation within when you did it. So you manifest what you wanted, and it's gonna come to you. And like I said, snowball effect. You've been putting in the work, and you see films after film, you're sitting your name on top of these things, even if it's extra, even if it's a secondary role, even if it's anything. Your name is being seen for every other director, every other producer, every other agency that is going to want you, not just want, but need you.
Yes, that's the correct word.
They're gonna need you. You're not gonna look no more. Stop looking. You're working hard. The work is going to show, and I see it. I cannot wait to see your film. I cannot wait to see you in person. You think we're joking? VIBE95 already talked. When you went and Blink, I was like, "Hey, we going. You taking a flight? No joke. She's coming out there all the way. I love it. VIBE95. Unfortunately, we did. I do want to ask one more question before we go off. I do have to ask. Whilst you were working on your film with Ucho, the football movie, did you have any background in his life before you went on that film? Anything about Chad Johnson?
No. Other than football, no.
So doing that role as his ex-wife, you didn't know about the drama as well. You kind of found out about all this.
Yeah, I kind of heard about it, but I'm not really invested into people's lives like some people are, like the shade room and all that stuff. I didn't hear about it, I did hear about it, like on the go, and because my friends were like, when he headbutted Evelyn, like, that type of thing. So I kind of knew about that. So when I found out it was that scene, I was like,
that scene. Why you got prepared? This is what I want to ask. Why you got prepared for something you were not aware of? because like a lot of actors and actors, like you said, you get yourself set, ready, and you go
Yeah.
practice and you get your mindset into this person's life. You were really acting as a woman that is still alive, still moving around, still, the ex-wife of Chad Johnson. You playing this woman and you looking up this woman, or you looking at how her mannerisms, or looking how she is, because that's what actors and actresses do. They look up who they're acting so they can see how this person walk, body moving, how they attitude, all this.
Right.
While you were doing this, how did you feel as a mixed woman and Creole woman, portraying as a Spanish woman, Latino woman, and as an angry Latino woman? I wouldn't say a just woman. She was angry. I mean, I mean, like I said, I did look up the role of this woman in this situation, and the situation with Chad Johnson was nowhere near glorious at all. It was really dramatic and toxic and horrible.
Right.
So you playing this woman as your personality. You are a very light person and heavenly and happy. So you playing this person. Did it take a toll when you get into these roles? Does it take a toll on you as a person, getting deeper and deeper into these people's minds and their attitudes and their personalities?
It didn't. This one in particular didn't, because I mean, believe it or not, I could get that way, because I mean, we all
we all got that.
We all done went through our man's phone or something like that, or found something that that set us off. So that part it wasn't that bad. And when I started with it, the other guy was like, "Whoa!" Like the actor that played Chad, he was like, "Whoa, you really bring it up." He was like, "Whoa!" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Honestly, you're pushing me, like you're getting me out of my comfort zone. So thank you for lifting me," because he said, when he said action, he was like, "You was just on it." He was like, "That made me step my game up." So that made me feel a whole lot better. Like, you made me step my game up, and that's what I do, just showing up, doing what I love to do. And I mean, they loved me. The director, the guys come in, Chad and all the rest of them was like, "That director really likes you, Elaina. Oh, he was bragging about you outside." That director was like, "Yeah, that girl, she's good. She's real good." So I'm like,
yeah.
So I'm like, "Y'all lying."
That's how you do it.
Yeah, like, y'all lying. They're like, "No." Tim and them were all like, "No, for real, he really was. Like, he's like bragging about you outside." I'm like, "Okay, all right." So yeah, it didn't really take a toll on me.
So that movie, Acting Like Evelyn and being married to Chad Ucho Cinco Johnson, was an epic moment for you to be able to be you, not be you, be fit, be not fit, be angry, be open. You literally got to hit every jet.
Yeah, right. That was really fun. That was a really fun role. So it didn't really take too much on me, because it was fun at the same time.
I bet it was. I mean, I said, that was something that was probably enjoyed for you. Like, oh my God, I get to be exactly how I'm not allowed to be on a regular.
Yeah, right. I get to be
loud.
Yeah, just be loud. So he was like, "The cameras roll. Y'all just do y'all thing. Do y'all thing." So we fussing. I'm fussing him, and he's like driving, because we doing stunt work. He's driving at the same time, and he trying to look at me, because we drove for a long time, because you have to do these scenes over and over again.
Yes.
So we just driving. I'm just fussing him. He's like, this girl. He's like, "Man, you really crazy. Like, you."
He's like, man, she's not acting no more. I don't think she's acting.
She's not acting.
I was like, she ain't acting. This is really her now.
The director was showing us how to do the head butting scene, so we could do the stunt work. He's like, "Have you guys done stunt work before?" I was like, no. So he was like, "Okay, I'll show you how it's done." So he's like showing us how to do it, before we actually have to get on set to do it. So he's training us how to get the headbutt, so that it doesn't actually hit the window, but it's portraying it looks like my head did hit the window, but it just showing us how to do it. So that was really interesting to do. And when we got on set and it was time to do it, I mean, it took us maybe we did maybe 3 or 4 times or whatever, to keep getting it how they wanted it. But it it was fun just even doing that. So, and I was like, you better not hit me for real. You better
That's what I'm saying. Did you guys accidentally headbutt at all throughout these takes? Did you at least
No,
headbutt once? No?
no,
Perfect.
we didn't. We
And you
didn't
guys
do
did it
it
right.
because I actually had control of it the whole time. The way he showed us how to do it, I actually had. It looked like he had all the control, but I actually had all the control in the scene. So, but it looked like he did. So it was fun. I love doing it. I was like, this is awesome.
I love it. Elaina, thank you so much for your time. Honestly, you're not going nowhere. We are going to share information so VIBE95 knows where to contact you. I wasn't joking about us coming out to Louisiana to record you, do a live interview, see how you do your workshops, join one of your workshops, and watch VIBE95, watch Elaina build a mini actress out of me. Guys, we're definitely gonna make this happen. So we're definitely on it. So don't get off the line. We are gonna get off VIBE95. We're gonna close off Vibe. Do not get off just yet. We're gonna go to exchange information and we're gonna cut off on VIBE95. So you guys, thank you again for Elaina being here with us. You guys, VIBE95. Don't see promotions with Kenny, and it's your girl, Lady. We'll see you guys next